Hi, I'm Mike Murray. I'm Vice Chairman of the Chamber. Good evening, fellow members and guests. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the Phoenixville Country Club, I welcome you to the 2018 Annual Meeting and Dinner. Thank you for joining us this evening. While we will take this opportunity to celebrate the extraordinary work of our members, we're looking forward to a fabulous event this evening. And at this time, I would like to ask Reverend Carl Johnson to do the invocation.
In preparing this blessing, I asked a few members of the Chamber what they were thankful for about this organization. So this prayer reflects their gratitude. Let's now give thanks. God of every moment, we thank you for this moment to come together to celebrate the Phoenixville Regional Chamber of Commerce and their incredible support of the community. We are grateful for their remarkable generosity, the many ways they give of their time and resources to help so many people, and how this reveals your heart of love to the world. We are also thankful for their spirit of welcome and support for the many organizations in this community. God of love, as we share this meal, may you bless our conversation, and may you bless everyone here in our continuing service to your people. Amen.
Well, good evening. It's good to see everybody. Dick, it's good that we were able to give you a pension. I'm really pleased that that's right. Hey, there you go. Okay, I'm pleased that everybody's come out to see us tonight. You've chosen to join us for our celebration of spirit. Before we begin our program, we'd like to acknowledge our attending board of directors that are here tonight in the room. So I'm going to call out your name. If you could stand up when I call you, that would be great. Dr. Lou Beccaria. Thank you. Carol, save your applause. Stay standing, Lou. Save your applause till I'm finished with this list. Carol Buckwalter, John Colarusso, Mary Foote, Mark Fuga, Buffy McClelland, Wendy McKeon, Sarah Pepple, Mike Poland, and Ray Rodriguez. If you could all stand up and give an applause at this time. Also, tonight we have some of our past chairmen of the chamber board here in our room, and I'm going to call out a couple names, and if you could stand up when I call your name. These are our past chairmen. Dick Kunsch, could you stand up? Tammy Klotzbach, Chuck Benz, Steve Giampietro, and Mike Poland. If you could all stand up for me, and a round of applause. The Chamber of Commerce thanks you for all the volunteerism that you've done and the commitment to us and the community. Thank you. At this time, we would also like to recognize our immediate past chairman, Mike Poland, for his service to the Chamber of Commerce, and we would also like to recognize Mary Foote for more than 20 years of service to the Association of the Colonial Theater. Can you guys stand up so everybody can see who you are? Both Mike and Mary are previous award winners for their high levels of commitment, but we do want to congratulate them this evening and wish them a lot of success in all of their future endeavors. Thank you. I'd like to pass the mic over to Mike.
Mike the mic. We'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to Benchmark Federal Credit Union for the generosity and sponsorship this evening's awards. We are also thankful to all the Chamber annual sponsors and those who have supported this event. I would also like to introduce our honored guests. All have kindly issued citations to our award winners, which will be presented throughout the evening. So please join me in welcoming State Representative Becky Corbin, State Representative Warren Kempf, and our new Phoenixville Mayor, Peter Ursler. And I invite them to come forward if they have any comments they'd like to make. Please come forward if you have any comments.
You guys can come up too. I think we have a combined 3 minutes. Is that right, Jessica?
I'll start the lock.
Okay, all right. So I'm Warren, and thanks for giving me the mic. I was sitting at the table here, and I was just sort of, thinking out loud and said, this story of Phoenixville is really like a national news story. It's so awesome, the vibrancy and the giving back. And somebody at the table said, "You mean like a reality TV show?" And I sat down and I had coffee a couple weeks ago with Jessica, and it was like 45 minutes, and she talked the whole time, and she got through like half of the stuff that the Chamber did last year. So the event schedule on the back, I don't know if you'd noticed, but it's pretty impressive. And, I have this little campaign that's coming up, so if you want to help me with any of my events, all right, it's excellent to be here. I'm so grateful to represent Phoenixville. I'm thrilled by all that you're doing for my constituents and for this excellent community. It gets better and better every year. And I was privileged with Becky to pull citations for all of the award winners. You're totally deserving, and now you're a part of the history of Pennsylvania. So thanks a lot and congratulations.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Becky Corbin, and I represent the north side of Phoenixville, as well as East Pikeland Township, who I know has a good representation here. Those of you who might remember Mark Singal, who used to be, at one point, was our lieutenant governor, and then for a brief period of time was our governor. I grew up with Mark Singal back in the western part of the state in Johnstown. And Mark tells everyone in Harrisburg, Becky's not a politician, because when you give her the microphone, she gives it to the person standing beside her. So I'm very long-winded, but I'm anxious to hear from all of our award winners. It's exciting to see this growth in this area, especially my part of Phoenixville and East Pikeland Township. The number of residential units that are going up is truly remarkable. And if it continues like that, we're going to have to redistrict my district long before the 2020 census comes out. So congratulations to all the winners. I've enjoyed meeting many of you tonight, and I look forward to the rest of the program. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Peter Ursler, and it is my privilege and honor to serve as the mayor of the borough of Phoenixville. Thank you very much. I guess we have a good borough representation tonight. So I just wanted to thank you, and I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank you. I want to thank your businesses for all that you do for Phoenixville, for the borough of Phoenixville, for our residents. You make this an incredible place to live, an incredible place to work, and an incredible place to have fun, as you can see by all of those breweries out here tonight. So thank you for what you do. We would not be able to do what we've done here in Phoenixville without, of course, our wonderful elected representatives, and without all of you and your continued commitment to this community, and your commitment to one another and to all of the people that we serve. So I look forward to seeing Phoenixville grow well into the future and serving alongside each and every one of you. Thank you for being here tonight. And Enjoy the evening.
Thank you. I would now like to introduce Jessica Capistran, our President and CEO of the Chamber, to give us the State of the Chamber address.
Each year, we look forward to this night.
Thank you, Mike and Frank. Good evening, everybody. Each year, we look forward to this night, a night to genuinely celebrate our community and to recognize the amazing people behind Phoenixville's magic. I would like to begin by thanking the Chamber staff, Janice, Karen, who could not be here this evening, also our volunteers from our board, especially tonight, Ken and Tom, as well as our committees and, of course, our board of directors at large. I would also like to thank our members and annual sponsors. And you each contribute to bettering the Chamber year-round, and we would not have such a wonderful update within this address if it were not for your dedication. Our community has so many fantastic established programs, generating new businesses, new events, and new successes. There's always something brewing, which is a pun very much intended for this event. So much so that it requires a deep breath when we are posed with the question, what is the Chamber up to? Ultimately, what comes to our minds is connection, collaboration, and commitment. While Phoenixville is a small community, it has a depth of strength. There are vast opportunities to connect, whether at membership meetings, our gala, the golf classic, this meeting, our young professionals events, speed networking, mega mixers, card exchanges, and otherwise. In 2017, the Chamber organized nearly 100 events for our membership and community. Thank you. The Chamber has also worked hard to become a resource and a hub for Phoenixville. It is common that dozens of visitors per week are seen in our office, as well as hundreds of calls or emails for information. Requests range from, where could I have lunch? To, I'm considering opening a business, where do I begin? To, we'd like to relocate to Phoenixville. Can you tell us more about the area? We use these occasions to promote our members and engage visitors, residents, and prospects in better understanding and bonding with our great town. Collaborating offers us all a chance to get creative. One of our most treasured partnerships is with Phoenixville First, which is a local cooperative of leaders that focuses on a more comprehensive marketing program for the borough. Phoenixville First houses the First Friday and food truck programs, as well as the summer music series. First Friday continues to garner thousands of attendees per month, and the food truck festival bringing in tens of thousands per event from near and far. Last year, we announced a new event, the Phoenixville Harvest Festival. The inaugural Harvest Fest brought collaboration with many Chamber members to provide 4 days of family fun. Events included a movie in the park, a pop-up beer, wine, and spirits garden, shocking, I'm sure, a harvest breakfast at the Colonial Theater, a night market, a pet day, a kids' craft festival, and more. The event attracted thousands of residents and beyond, without closing any streets or municipal parking. Thank you, Janice. I also would applaud that. So are the many calls to our office applying that. The check was in the mail to Mother Nature for 4 straight days of fair weather in November. And we are so appreciative to our many members and volunteers that provided us with space, donation, sponsorships, and support. This year's Harvest Fest will take place November 1st through the 4th, and there will be plenty of ways to be involved. These festivals ultimately contribute to a very robust calendar of events. The Chamber maintains the community calendar, adding hundreds of events from our bustling region, easily accessed via the Chamber's website. Phoenixville's events garner lots of interest, whether it's 20 attendees or 20,000. Membership events, large and small, are so important. In 2017, we celebrated New Beginnings with over 20 grand openings and ribbon cuttings. We're thrilled to welcome new or newly energized businesses and organizations to our community. The Chamber is dedicated to continuing our work. Our organization remains in its strongest financial position in our 89-year history. We are looking forward to many great years of programs and service to come. One of our proud achievements involves bringing fundraising opportunities and great public relations to a local nonprofit annually to help them continue in their great work. From the 2017 Charity Gala and Annual Dinner, the Chamber committed over $6,000 to our nonprofit community, with $5,500 of that contributed to our gala beneficiary, the Senior Center, and their breakfast program. This leads to a total of over $80,000 donated by our organization in the last decade. The Chamber is devoted to building new events and relationships. This year, we have started a one-hour networking event over coffee called Networking at 9, which will be held each quarter at Steel City. This fall, we will participate with the Office of Emergency Management, the Police Department, and more for the Trunk or Treat event that's held after the Halloween parade. We're also proud to announce that we will be seen with a float on May 19th in the 75th anniversary of the Phoenixville Dogwood Festival and Parade. In looking forward, 2019 will bring the Chamber's 90th anniversary. We are thrilled to work with our membership to organize some really great celebratory events. Planning will begin soon, and we will be communicating with members on how to get involved in reveling in our story. As this address closes, let us remember that tonight is about saying thank you and about being inspired. Inspiration is all around us this evening. No volunteer hour is ever wasted, and no project is too small when you're making a positive change in somebody's life. As the saying goes, never doubt a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens changing the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica, and I think we would like to say thank you for all you do for the Chamber, as I don't think we could operate without the effort you put in for us. Thank you. This evening is special because we are recognizing those who work to make Phoenixville a true community. Our winners tonight are fearless and forward-thinking. The work they do makes us better and helps the community as a whole achieve great things year after year. We are fortunate to work and live in a place with tremendous history and growth potential, but we are even more fortunate to have the people we do in this community. Tonight, we honor the special people who make our community an outstanding place. Tonight's Merit Award winners are nothing short of deserving and amazing. Both are being honored for their service and their contributions to the respective organizations which benefit our community. Ginger Murphy is a 13-year resident of Phoenixville and works in town at Citizens Advocacy of Chester County. A true believer in the power and promise of civic engagement, she graduated from the Phoenixville Community Health Foundation's Leadership Academy in 2011. And now serves as a volunteer coordinator for the Phoenixville Town Watch. She also sings with the Transition Choir in Phoenixville, a small, informal a cappella group which brings music bedside for people in hospice and long-term care settings. This past fall, she was honored to serve along with fellow community members on a grassroots committee to organize the Phoenixville Community Peace Vigil held in January. A published author, Ginger's short stories appear in the anthologies Slant of Light and The Life Unexpected, collections of work by local women writers. Her career has encompassed many adventures as an English teacher, trainer, volunteer program administrator, and grant writer in schools and nonprofits across the greater Philadelphia area. She completed her undergraduate work in English at Wesleyan University and holds a master's degree in education from the University of Pennsylvania. An avid hiker, photographer, and gardener, she lives in the heart of downtown with her 3 wise feline housemates. Because of her good works in the Phoenixville community, we'd like to present the Chamber's Merit Award to Ginger Murphy. Please come forward. Ginger.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor. And in listening to Jess, I am really appreciating how much I've been the beneficiary of learning from so many people. I look around the room and I see people who've encouraged and mentored me and, encouraged me on the day when it just seems like nothing was going right. And they said, keep on going. So I really, really appreciate that. And I'm honored to accept this award. And I want to especially thank my fellow members, Jan Swar and Chris Kalicki, for nominating me for the award as well as a source of encouragement. And I just want to share that our local Town Watch group is a small group of volunteers, again, per what Jess said about a thoughtful group of people getting together from our neighborhoods and our businesses who band together to make Phoenixville a safer and healthier place to live. We strive to promote collaboration between the community, borough police, and codes officials. And we truly believe that safe neighborhoods can't be taken for granted. And we further believe that we're safer when we stick together and we look out for each other. Luckily for us, Phoenixville is an incredibly generous community, and so we often partner with local churches, businesses, and fellow community organizations to organize local events, a few of which include a dog walker watch training that we sponsored in Reeves Park, and a mayoral candidates forum this past fall to help voters be informed, and our annual National Night Out, which is a free event that invites neighbors to come out and meet each other and to meet members of our police department as well as our first responder units. Again, because we don't want to take it for granted. We know Phoenixville is an amazing, strong place, and we want to keep it that way in a very proactive way. So on behalf of all of our Town Watch volunteers, I want to thank you for this honor and share it with them. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Ginger. I have to have the special paper with really big writing. So if you're wondering what I'm doing here. No, I have them, Steve. I have better. I have good eyes. So our second Merit Award recipient for the night is Ryan Conroy. A volunteer for the Historical Society at the Phoenixville area for 20 years, Ryan spent 13 of those on the Society's Board of Directors, serving as the current chairman. He puts in an extraordinary amount of time and work with the Society, running historic walking tours, organizing community events, holding speaking engagements on the history of Phoenixville, and stepping up to assist too many organizations to name, including the Chamber of Commerce. In fact, he provided the photos and supporting information for well over half of this presentation tonight that you're seeing. Since his teenage years, Ryan has completed a number of projects in the borough and beyond, including acquiring 2 Pennsylvania state historical markets, working with new and existing businesses on history presentations, and assisting several nonprofits. Currently, Ryan is working with Teresa Thornton on the Blacklight project aimed at telling the story of African Americans in Phoenixville, and is on the 75th Annual Dogwood Parade Committee, where he has dedicated a tremendous amount of time and effort. We are very appreciative of all Ryan has done for this community and for us generally. Please give a warm welcome to Ryan as he accepts his Merit Award. Ryan, if you could come on up and say a few words.
Thanks, Frank. Alrighty, well, first of all, thank you very much for this award, and it means a lot to me. Community service and the town of Phoenixville have a special place in my heart, mainly because this year, of course I have to talk about history when I'm up here, of course, right? But this year actually celebrates 115 years that my family's actually been in the borough. My great-great-grandfather was an immigrant, came to Phoenixville, worked in the iron company, and was one of the many individuals throughout that time period that really, what I consider to build the spirit and community of the borough of Phoenixville. And of course, a lot of that has transitioned down to a lot of people in this room. I know there's a lot of people in this room who could trace their history back far in this community. But so anytime I get the opportunity to spread the history and contribute to all the awesome organizations and businesses that are making the community what it is today is just a true pleasure. So look forward to working with all of you in the future, and have any interesting history questions, of course you can always ask me. But thanks.
Great. Thank you, Ryan.
The spirit of the Business Development Award is to recognize those that provide outstanding business practices in the Phoenixville community. This award honors entrepreneurship, sustainability, aesthetic improvement, and the productivity put forth in business. Our first recipient has been part of the Phoenixville community since 1903. And throughout this evening, you will notice they have placed a role in almost every award winner's history. The building has been the home to live performances, film festivals, and has even had a starring role of its own in an obscure film no one in the room has probably heard of, The Blob. In 2016, the Colonial Theater kicked off a massive expansion project that began with the acquisition of the neighboring former bank building and ended in March of 2017 with a $5.6 million raised and the opening of an incredible new wing that includes 2 new theaters and a garden room with a rooftop deck. The Colonial's investment not only created jobs, it served to boost the local economy by attracting people to the downtown for the first-run movies, live shows, and concerts, who then patronize other businesses and restaurants. Later this year, the expansion project will receive the 2018 Grand Jury Award from the Preservation Alliance of Greater Philadelphia. The Grand Jury Prize is given to one project in the region and celebrates the highest level of achievement in historic preservation. For their multi-million-dollar commitment to the downtown business district, their commitment to the historic preservation, and to the Phoenixville community as a whole, we are honored to present the Colonial Theater with the 2018 Business Development Award. Please come forward.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the Board of Directors, the staff, the volunteers, the donors, the members, And everyone else in Phoenixville, I want to thank you for this recognition. We're very excited and proud to be part of this. Last night, 500 plus people came to Phoenixville for an opportunity for a pre-screening of a really well-regarded film by Wes Anderson called Isle of Dogs. And it was part of our Science on Screen program, which pairs really great film with scientists to really help people kind of integrate arts and science. It was a great, great event, and it could only happen with the expansion that we've experienced. We've always wanted to make ourselves better than the Regal and be more important to people than the Regal, and that this expansion was important to be able to do that. Back in 2008, the board realized that if we didn't do something, we would just remain the Colonial Theater, which was fine, but a lot of things plateaued and people, membership plateaued. So they put their heads together and the stars aligned. Some of those stars were the Economy and Journal Register, but others are part of this room tonight and our organization. And I just want to point them out a bit. Our board of directors, who were extremely visionary and generous. Our staff, who are enthusiastic and smart and creative. We also have a facilities committee, capital campaign committee, architects, and a great construction company. And all of those, over the last couple of years, created a team that did just a magnificent job. So on behalf of those folks, I want to thank you. And I do want to point some of them out tonight. So Emily Simmons is here tonight. She is our development director. I think the board would agree that we could not do this campaign without Emily. She's smart and organized and kept us moving forward at every moment, and also has really built our organizational fundraising piece. Also, Bill Anderson is here, and he is the chair of our facilities committee and also one of our board members. Dick Kunsch, another board member, and he chaired our community campaign. And also, 20 years ago, Dick was the chair of our first campaign to save the theater. Yeah. Tom Carnival and Lauren Eustace are here. They're a part of that architect team I talked about, Carnival Eustace Architects. And lastly, Marion Moskowitz, who is our president of our board right now, and we're so pleased to have her. So thank you, Marion. So that's really a nice mix of the people that were the team that made this project happen. So thank you again. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Mary.
Westside Apartments and Shopping has deep roots in Phoenixville. Developer Bill Anderson of Longview Property Group is a longtime Phoenixville resident who, along with his wife Liz, began the Phoenixville Farmers Market and have long supported the Colonial Theater. The redevelopment of Westside completely transformed the Route 23 and 724 corridor from an underutilized area to a beautiful residential and retail space that embraces and promotes the downtown Phoenixville Business District to residents of more than 170 new garden apartments. During the evacuation phase of the former automotive buildings that once sat at Rapsdam Road and Route 23, Longview uncovered and removed thousands of long-buried tires and car parts and remediated the ground underneath. They realigned and improved the heavily traveled roadway and even looked ahead to the future by adding sidewalks to facilitate walkability to future developments along the corridor, which will complement Westside's 21,000 square feet of retail space. Thank you, Westside, for your contributions to the community, and congratulations on receiving the Business Development Award. Please come forward.
Oh, thank you. All right. So, well, first of all, thank you so much for this honor. I think I speak for both Scully Company and Longview to say that it's a pleasure to be a part of such a beautiful project. We're very proud to be part of the Phoenixville Chamber and the Phoenixville community. Over the past year since we opened our doors, we've welcomed several new businesses to the area. And we've also welcomed, so far, 107 new residents to the Phoenixville community. We are very excited to be continued part of this growth. Me personally, I actually went to Springford. I grew up in Royersford, and I think I speak for everybody when I say it's been an honor to be part of changing that whole area because it was such an eyesore, and it's been an honor to really change that area and make it a place that you actually want to go to. So, thank you very much.
I would like to just add that this project would not have been possible without the full support of the East Pikeland Township. They worked with us every step of the way, hand in hand, and the vision and the project and the actual construction and now final lease up of the project. We've been very, very pleased with the outcome, but we just wanted to send a special thanks to the township and everyone we work with there. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. So the next three Business Development Award winners have each made a significant contribution to downtown Phoenixville and to the business community and to the overall economy of our town. While they are all similar in what they produce, each stands in a class all of its own. I'm going to talk about three different businesses, and when I'm finished, I'm going to ask those three businesses to all come up at once. When the Heidi Sue Variety Building was vacated, the co-founders of Conshohocken Brewing Company saw an opportunity to create a fun, easygoing space in the heart of downtown Phoenixville, where patrons could play table games, enjoy a few beers, and hang out with family and friends. Working with local contractors and chamber members, including Carnival Eustis Architects, the Conshohocken crew began construction at 230 Bridge Street, and Phoenixville began buzzing with excitement over the new addition. When the Rec Room by Conshohocken Brewing opened its doors to the public, the excitement turned to an awe of the drastic changes to the former variety store, which had been a long-time business in the downtown. Ping pong and shuffleboard tables and a beautiful bar had replaced the shelves of housewares, toys, and other things, and glass accordion doors opened to Bridge Street to provide an impressive urban dining experience with a fantastic view of, what else? The Colonial Theater. So our first one that we want to thank is thank you, Conshohocken Brewery Company, for your contribution to Phoenixville. Our next Business Development Award winner put their roots down in Phoenixville in 2017 after realizing all the beautiful things they loved about Asheville, North Carolina, a place that they had visited frequently, were also right here. Small shops, art, an eclectic vibe that draws locals and visitors from out of town. So Mike and Martha Hamara, hope I said that correct, owners of Root Down Brewery Company, have invested more than $1.2 million in the former Superior Beverage Company building on Main Street, turning it from an abandoned warehouse into one of Phoenixville's best new hot spots. The Hamaras, am I saying that correctly? The Hamaras, and I know you guys, but I never say your last name. The Hamaras are focused on keeping it local. They use local products as much as they can, and they stick to their business model. It's not competition, it's cooperation. When they began offering brunch and customers requested coffee, they sent them across the street to Steel City Coffee House and told them they were welcome to bring it back to Root Down because they support their fellow local business owners, and they may have wanted a cup for themselves. Also I added that. Also on a quest to help his fellow brewers, Mike has begun working with State Rep Warren Kempf on a push to educate lenders on investing in local breweries, all while making plans to grow his own business. For these and the countless other contributions to Phoenixville community, we present Root Down Brewing Company with our Business Development Award as well. This evening's final Business Development Award winner is Crowded Castle Brewing Company. Over a 4,700 square foot brewery that arrived in Phoenixville thanks to a haircut. After years of searching for physical locations, one of Crowded Castle's owners was in Phoenixville getting his hair cut when he learned of a vacant space on Bridge Street in the old print shop. They paid a visit, rented the property, brought in some architects and builders, and got to work. The remodel took about a year. The only original pieces of the building that remain are the tin ceiling and the original stone wall that was uncovered during construction. The owners of Crowded Castle said they would like to thank the borough, local businesses, and the great people of Phoenixville for their encouragement, support, and patronage. Congratulations, Crowded Castle Brewing Company. If I can ask you all to come on up here to receive your awards from all three breweries. Well, a few words from Conshohocken Brewery.
How you doing? I'm Ken. I'm one of the founders of Conshohocken Brewing Company. It's funny thinking back when we were starting. My wife actually suggested that we open our first location in Phoenixville, but as has been known to happen, I ignored her advice. And as has been known to happen, she was proven right, as we're now here, and it's been a tremendous welcome from everyone in Phoenixville. We're looking forward to continuing to grow. It's only been a short 4 months that we've been open so far, but we've been trying to do good things with the borough, and we hope to continue that. I've got Pat here, he's our GM there, so any complaints, direct them to him. Any congratulations or anything like that, I'll take all of those. All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Root down. Here you go.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Britta. I'm the manager at Root Down Brewing. You've probably seen me hand you a beer multiple times. I just want to say thank you very much to the Chamber of Commerce. Up here, thank you. Thank you very much for this award. It does mean a lot to us. And we want to congratulate everybody else that's received awards tonight as well. We do look forward to a bright future together in Phoenixville. I'm very excited to be a part of it myself. And thank you again. Cheers.
Thank you. Okay, hello there. Here you go.
Thank you to the Chamber for this recognition. We are absolutely tickled to be in Phoenixville. To be tied into a community with the history and the character that Phoenixville has, it comes through in the people that come through the door. It comes through in the borough leadership. The foundation in our building is from between 1910 and 1913. And we clearly understand that we are built upon the past that has been here, and we hope to do it justice, and we hope to have fun with it. So thank you for having us, and thank you so much for this award.
Thank you, guys. There you go, Mike.
Our Community Betterment Award winner has been working for 50 years to preserve and protect land in the northern Chester County. Accredited through the Land Trust Accreditation Society since 2016, the French and Pickering Creeks Conservation Trust has preserved more than 12,500 acres of land in the Phoenixville region. Now, in its 16th year, their annual French Creek Iron Tour cycling event has raised money to help purchase land to be dedicated as open space. French and Pickering Trust is supported by and connected to a host of Phoenixville organizations, including the Colonial Theater, which hosts their fundraising concerts. Most recently, French and Pick successfully preserved 553 acres of land at Warwick Furnace, an iron furnace that was built in 1737 by Ann Nutt, namesake of Phoenixville's Nutt Road. The project will be completed in 2018. For the contribution to the betterment of the Phoenixville region, we present French and Pickering Creek Conservation Trust with the 2018 Community Betterment Award. I would also like to announce that we would like to present a $500 check on behalf of Benchmark Federal Credit Union to the French and Pickering Trust for their outstanding work. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am Rebecca Worthington, and I am the Vice President at Benchmark Federal Credit Union, along with my colleagues Marcy Siska, our Phoenixville Branch Manager, and Chris Breslin, our Vice President of Retail Services. We would like to congratulate you on this Community Betterment Award, and just say that when Jessica called us up and presented this sponsorship opportunity to us, it was a no-brainer. We got our community charter back in 2015, and what that meant is we can now offer our services to all of the residents and businesses within Chester County, and we're very excited about that. So we made it a goal of Benchmarks to actually say, how can we give back to the community? And that is what we try to do with our commitment to over 30 nonprofits, all of the schools in Chester County, as well as the chambers. And we are very pleased to actually partner with the Phoenixville Chamber, as well as present this award to the French and Pickering Creeks Conservation Trust. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm obviously not a land trust, but I'm here with the great pleasure of representing the partnership that really is the French and Pickering Creeks Conservation Trust. We have a spectacular, hardworking staff. We have a wonderful, committed board, lots of volunteers, and donors, and supporters, many here in the room tonight. 50 years, I was reminiscing with some folks about Eleanor and Sam Morris. Some of you may remember. Eleanor was not hard to forget if you knew her, and but the legacy continues. And the recent Warwick Furnace project was really a 7-year partnership. It took us 7 years to get that one done. The Pugh family was not easy to negotiate with, as you imagine, but we got it done. The trust is retaining about 110 acres for a public preserve that we will be starting to open to you folks later this year. We've cleaned up the area around the furnace itself, which is quite interesting. We're not going to restore it a la Joanna furnace or Hopewell, but it's going to be a representation of the ruins and so on. The history is incredible. I don't know if you know, but the first Franklin stove was cast there. Steel plating for the monitor, the Union ironclad was cast there, and it ties in very closely, obviously, with the legacy of Phoenixville and the whole iron and steel industry, which really started in this country right here at Chester County. So we have a lot to be proud of. We thank you so much for this honor, and we look forward to seeing you all out there to tramp around our preserve a little bit in the future. Thanks.
Thank you. So our board chair, Megan Inman, who wasn't able to be here tonight, so you're stuck with me to give you her words. I'm going to try to speak like she speaks in her female voice. Just kidding, Mike. He's worried there. But Megan asked me to share her reasons for selecting Stan Johnson to receive this year's Chairman's Award. These are her notes, these are her words, and I'm just going to read them to you. I'm sorry I can't, and in my own voice. Okay. I'm sorry I can't be with you tonight to present Stan with this award. I served with Stan on the Chamber Board for more than 5 years and have gotten to see firsthand his continued support and dedication to our town. I know the families and community members of Phoenixville are extremely grateful for his guidance and leadership on the Manavan Elementary and Phoenixville Early Learning Center project. And we are all thankful for the positive impact it will make on children for many years to come. Tonight, we are honoring his commitment to our community. Stan Johnson, come on up.
Well, thank you, Megan. That was very nice.
You're welcome.
One theme seems to be very common tonight for all the award winners, and I'd like to congratulate all the award winners. And that is kind of this Phoenixville spirit, that we can do better, we are doing better. The community is on a tremendous projectile, just a tremendous amount of things going well, going forward. And I like to think, and I think others in the room would agree, that the school district is in that same upward projectile. The school district has turned around and is doing a wonderful job. Under the leadership of Dr. Alan Fegley and the Board of School Directors, it's truly been my pleasure to help bring some of our facilities more in line with the expectations, the growing, rising expectations of this community. I was hired in 2010 to straighten out construction at the new middle school. We got that done on time, opened it up. We then moved on to our next challenge, which was to build our new elementary school. We opened that this fall, ahead of schedule actually, and under budget. So it's really been my pleasure and my honor to work with the school board, work with the community. It's been great to be welcomed here in Phoenixville by all of you. So while we've pushed hard to help improve the school district with great support from all of you and everyone else in the community. So I want to thank you, thank Megan, and the whole community.
Mike?
The next award recipient is a man who needs no introduction. So the Legacy Award tonight is presented to Dick Kunch. Dick Kunch has been an exceptional human being his entire life. He began his career with the Phoenixville Federal in 1958 and rose to serve as the president of the bank in 1981. During his time at Phoenixville Federal, Dick was instrumental in developing their philanthropic mission to donate a portion of the bank's profit back to the Phoenixville community. This year, he retired with an impressive 60 years of service under his belt. And a legacy of giving that is unrivaled. See, and I didn't even write this, but in addition to his time with the bank, Dick has served on a dozen boards, and many of them as president, chairman, or treasurer, including as the president of the Phoenixville Chamber. In 1982, Dick was named Citizen of the Year by the Phoenixville Chamber. In 1985, he received the Binnau Brith Community Service Citation, and in 2004, he received the Dr. Martin Luther King Humanitarian Award. I guess you could say Dick is a pretty good guy. But for as great as we think he is, there's someone in the room who can do a better job than us in speaking to Dick's character, not only as a community treasure, but as a person who has had a lifetime at his side, and that's his son, Kirk. Kirk, could you please come forward?
Woo, that's a lot. And I'm an emotional guy, so I'll keep it like this. So people will ask me, what's it like to grow up with your dad? Like, what's that like? So, I graduated from Phoenixville, just like my dad. Went to Muhlenberg College. Didn't know what I wanted to do. No clue. Did not want to get into banking at all. I was a theater major, so I can sing and dance, and you can still see me on stage. And, I got out of college and graduated, and came back, and I worked on the... And, didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and came back, and I had worked on the teller line like my dad did after I graduated from Phoenixville. And, the first thing I did to, be prepared as a theater person and as a Boy Scout, as I was to, read business books, like how to be a good business person. What's that look like? What do you do, right? And so I read all these things about how to dress and make first impressions on people. And, it said, find a mentor. Find somebody that you want to emulate. And for me, I didn't have to look any further than my dad. And it's a really great thing. And I'm just really thankful and blessed. And a lot of you know my dad. It's been great. It's great to work with everyone at the bank. I've grown up there. Some people held me as a baby. I don't think anybody changed my diaper, which is really, really great. And so I'm honored to be up here. And congratulations, Dad, on awesome service at the bank, to the community, and cheers.
Dick, please come forward. We want to honor you for your 6 decades of service to the Phoenixville community.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Unaccustomed as I am to speaking. When I look at I look at Root Down tonight, I worked there in the summertime bottling root beer and Truade when I was in high school, and we used to sneak back in the cooler and drink a few beers. And Kunchak and Brew Pub was at J.J. Newberry at one time. See, I've been around a long time. Longer than most of you have been, so I remember what it was at one time. And it was a great town, and it wasn't a great town. Now it's a great town again. So I've seen the high points, the low points, and the high points again. And, in my career, I had a high school basketball coach who always said, Kunji, you're going to live here, die. You're going to live here and then die here. That'll be your epitaph. And at the time, it was sort of funny. But you know what? That's not a bad epitaph, because this town has come alive. And I'm so proud to be a part of it. When I was young, we used to walk on Bridge Street on a Friday and Saturday night, and everybody was on Bridge Street. And then nobody wanted to be on Bridge Street. And then people said, let's bring people back to Bridge Street. And now we have people back in Bridge Street, and people say, we don't want them anymore. We don't have any place to park. So, you can't have it all. But I think in Phoenixville, we have it all. And I really feel blessed that I was always able to be a part of this community. Because, in this town, there are lifters and there are leaners in life. And this town has more lifters than leaners. And I know I was a JC, and I know a number of you people in town have been JCs. And in JCs, the last word of their creed is that service to humanity is the best work of life. And I believe that, I've lived that, and I'm proud I have. Thank you very much for the award.
Our final honorees of the night are proof that teamwork makes a dream come true. Lifelong Phoenixville residents Bruce and Buffy McCullen have been actively involved with the community as coaches, counselors, board members, business people, volunteers, teachers, parents, and grandparents. They are also just really good people. Bruce and Buffy both graduated from Phoenixville High School in 1973. After college, they married and moved to Kutztown. But it wasn't long before they were back in Phoenixville, and in 1987 built their home in Kimberton. After working in the respective career fields, Bruce was a teacher and worked for the Sony Corporation. Buffy was a counselor. Bruce began Applied Video Technology, AVT, and Buffy joined the team. 12 years later, Bruce started a second company, Phoenix Media Group. Together with these two outstanding citizens, and their companies have worked to provide low or no-cost video production services and equipment for nonprofits across the Phoenixville region, including the Chamber, the Phoenixville Community Education Foundation, the YMCA, PMYC, and a host of other organizations. Somewhere in all that work, Bruce and Buffy found the time to volunteer for their church and their community. Bruce served as a coach for several KYAL teams and managed the 1996 KYAL girls softball team, winning the state and regional championships and playing at the Babe Ruth National Championship in Benton, Missouri. He has coached youth basketball, including at the YMCA and for PMYC. He was the founder of the Phoenix Stars girls basketball team, a youth feeder system for the Phoenixville High School girls basketball team. He served on the Phoenixville Rec Board from 1983 to 1985 and currently serves on the board of directors for PMYC. Buffy was actively involved in Girl Scouts and served as the leader of a troop from East Pikeland Elementary and Phoenixville Middle School. She served in various roles in the home and school associations at both East Pikeland and PAMS. Buffy was on the committee who founded Operation Focus and served in a leadership role with Focus until 2008. She has served in various volunteer and leadership roles at the First United Methodist Church and currently serves on the board of directors of the Chamber and on the program committee at the Phoenixville Women's Outreach Center. Bruce and Buffy are parents to their son Kyle, daughter Ashley, and her husband Drew, and Bruce Jr., and his wife Caitlin. They have 4 children, 4 grandchildren, 2 little twins just arrived last week. They're expecting 2 more twin grandchildren soon. It's also a matter of time before all 6 grandkids join the AVT team. Thank you, Bruce and Buffy, for everything you do for the Chamber and for our community. We are honored to call you Outstanding Citizens of the Year. Please come forward and accept your award.
So honored to follow Mr. Kunch. Thank you. Thank you so much to the Chamber and our fellow members for this honor. Bruce and I are humbled to be included among such a distinguished group of previous honorees. We are grateful to our coworkers, our family, and our friends who support us in all of our endeavors at AVT, PMG, Voxy Pop, and in the community, and to the Chamber for the opportunities you have provided us to serve. We have reconnected with old friends and made many new friends through the Chamber, and are grateful for those relationships and the opportunities that you offer the community. Bruce and I are so proud to call Phoenixville our home. As Cheryl Messer said last year, we are townies. We have lived here for 63 years and couldn't think of a better place to have been raised and educated and to have raised our family. Our parents and grandparents before us provided the foundation for our Phoenixville connection and for our love of this town. And we look forward to carrying on that tradition with our grandchildren and our extended families. Through many of you in this room, we have had an opportunity to make a difference in an awesome community. And we look forward to what the future holds for Phoenixville and for us. Thank you again so much. We're very honored.
I would just like to add a couple of things. We're very appreciative of this award. When I look out over this room, I sometimes wonder, or have been wondering, why we're even here. But it is an honor with everyone here and to be a part of this vibrant community. It's fun giving, it's contagious, and we would encourage everyone to continue to push Phoenixville forward. Like Mr. Kunch said, I've watched, and Buffy and I have watched Phoenixville evolve over 60 years in my life, and it has gone through ebbs and flows, and it's amazing where it is today. So Buffy and I are very honored and privileged to be a small part of that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, another emotional evening, gang. Kurt, come on with the crying. Everyone cried. Oh, goodness. Next year we have to get tissues sponsored. If anyone's interested in sponsoring tissues. Tammy in the back called it. Good. Excellent. Well, again, a tremendous night. Thank you to all the winners for reminding us what an incredible community we live in, and for reminding the Chamber and its leadership why we're so lucky to have the organization that we do. We are privileged to work alongside you, and look forward to doing that for, again, many years to come. Please get home safely. We hope to see you again next year, and thank you for your time. Good night.